as they always say, to find those travels as you can. What's going on, everyone? Hello, Goglings, Gogorifics, Gog peoples of the world. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to Pen and Pixels. It is Tuesday, October 18th. It is about 13 minutes after 4 p.m. Eastern. And this is Pen and Pixels, the show that we do here on Tuesdays, focusing on story and narrative in games. I'm your host, Arvin Elleron, and we are trying something different today, chat. We are going to try a little bit of an experiment with a game called Roadwarden. But before I go any further, just a couple of reminders about ways to support us here on GOG.com. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to follow us here on GOG.com. We appreciate that. On our Twitch channel here, please make sure to as well subscribe to us here on GOG.com's Twitch channel, because that money does support us and of course supports the channel. And please consider clicking through and checking out our individual channels, because we have our own individual channels and subsystems and things of that nature as well. So we have had a lot of tabletop lately on this channel, which has been a good thing, but we do play video games here once in a while. That is partly what we do. And I'm getting a chance to play a little bit of Roadwarden, so I'm excited about that. Also a quick note, we will have I have some folks doing some work up here in my attic, so you may hear people making some noise, and if so, I hope you will understand and forgive us for the extra noise that's coming. They're doing good work. So let me switch out that and let me turn on that. There we go. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. So, yes, we're trying something a little bit different today. We are doing some work with Roadwarden. This is a game that I've been thinking about trying for a little while since I first saw it cross my radar screen. As far as I can explain it, it is a post-apocalyptic text-based RPG with limited graphics and a whole lot of reading and a whole lot of text. But there are a lot of decisions to make. And so what I decided that I would do, what I thought would make sense, is to bring over something from my channel, which I do quite a bit as I look over on my OBS here, and that is having chat make some of the decisions, because one of the things that we're able to do is to capture, is to capture the actual votes of chat. And I have not done this before on this channel, which is why this is an experiment, basically. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work. But that thing that you see over there is actually a voting system. Now, the vote system that we have, which is brought to us by Effect Life, who I don't think is in chat right now. Maybe he is, actually. Effect Life is here. So, Effect Life, I need some help from you, actually, my friend. So, how do I connect this to GOG.com's channel? Like, how do I connect it? Because I'm not 100% sure, actually, whether I'm allowed to do that. I guess I'd need to run it by the folks, the powers that be. Obviously, I can do it on my own channel, but is there a way to connect it directly? Yeah, I should have to change that too. Change it to GOG. Okay, but if I connect to it, it just connects to the chat, right? Because it's IRC driven, so it doesn't need to. So I should be able to connect that. All right, so what I need to do then is I need to figure out, how do I access the settings on this? Oh, config.properties. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. How do I do that? Okay, wait, so if I have it under this, bear with me for a second, chat. Like I said, this is an experiment. So we have not done this before. Oh, I see it. Okay. So, okay, let me then disconnect this. All right. Just open the file. Okay, right in Notepad. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, but everything should work the same way, right? Okay, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. All right. So here we go. We're restarting it here. Let's try the polls. It says failed. It says failed effect life, so I'm wondering if that's because I need an authorization token, which I might not be able to get unless I talk to the powers that be. Shoot, I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. Just retry, no additional authorization needed. Okay. All right. Oh, maybe that worked. Well, it says connected. The Pyrans that be, exactly, Geester. It says connected, but let's see. Test poll. 1, 2. You will blame my bot. Well, no, Arcanus bot is not going to be on here. Okay, so it says it's connected, but it doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be actually connected. So let me try again. All right, let me try that again. Okay. Yeah, it's not connecting to chat. It's not giving me an error message, but it's not connecting to chat. And in case anyone's curious, this is happening because Effect Life is the actual programmer of ArvBot Plus, and it's useful to be able to use this here. It's definitely not connecting to the chat, though. The Twitch channel is right, and it's not giving me any errors or anything. But, and I don't want to take forever to do this. I could just do the polls in chat as well if I had to, but it's like I don't know. Anyway, the reason we're doing this chat is because you are going to be making the decisions about what happens today in the game. And so that's why we're doing this. But first of all, we have to actually get this functional. Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to shut mine down. Wait a second here. Okay, mine is shut down. Hey, Pyron. I just need. I may not even need to do this. So I'm doing Roadwarden. And so I'm setting up. I have my bot, my poll bot that I use when I'm doing stuff on my channel like this, basically for people to be able to vote. And Effect Life in chat is the programmer of it. I don't actually think we need any authorization from GOG because it's just an IRC bot. So it just connects on its own, or it should. So he is troubleshooting it right now because I'd love to be able to use it so that chat can actually vote. It's a very robust polling system with a visual field, so you can actually see it happening, as opposed to just using a chat bot where you vote for stuff and you can't really see visually how the vote is actually going. No, this is but this is different though, Pyron. Yeah, it's true. He is the creator. This particular bot is capable of connecting to any channel. Cuz it's not like a it's not like Moobot, although I guess it has elements of it. I'm not going to be describing it well. The Effect Life knows what the deal is. So anyway, I don't need anything extra per se, just that we may or may not. I didn't know if we were going to need like an authorization token or anything like that. Yeah, it's just like Effect Life said. It uses a normal Twitch user and it'll show up that way. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get over to Let me actually get over to Roadwarden while we're doing this. And we'll be able to actually see how this works. Okay. Thank you, Pyron. Sorry. Thank you. Okay. Roadwarden. Have never played this game before, but I know what the basics are that it's based on. So we're going to give this a shot, chat. Oh, thank you, Geester. And hey, Big Boss. Okay, let's see what we got, chat. Moral Anxiety Studio. Yep. We marvel at the serenity of the forest and crave the shroud of its silence. Let's drop that a little bit. No, this doesn't actually. I don't know what I was thinking about. It's happening on my computer. Okay, we got fast, we've got attitudes, yes, show tutorials, yes, show quotes. God, no. I'm not a fan of pixel art, actually. It's the only problem with this game, so do not like very much. Okay, good. Takes care of settings. Good to see you, Big Boss. Okay, Effect Life, let me know when you think you may have it working, and I will do what must be done on my side whenever that's done. But in the meantime, new game. Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept this struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and if possible, get rid of the beasts and the highwaymen. They live on the road, die young, or retire early. It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one, and it pays well. Okay, sounds good. All right, chat. So, first vote of the day, and you can just type this into chat. Do we leave the safety of the city walls, or do we have our doubts? Tell me in chat, do you want to leave the safety of the city walls, or have your doubts? Yeah, thank you, Effect Life. I still want to be able to use it on Arvin Elrond's channel, on my own channel too, by the way, Effect Life. I'm sure you know that, but I'd like to be able to use both. Hey, Triffid. Echo says still has doubts. Triffid, Boss, Geester says leave, leave, leave. Craigery says leave. All right, I got 1 doubt, 4 leave. 1 doubt, 4 leave. Anyone else? 1 doubt, 4 leave. Now's your chance, chat. You can direct this. 1 doubt, 4 leave. Leave, better die free than live in a cage. That's true. 1 doubt, 5 leave. All right. Make like a leaving tree. Okay, that's cool. All right. Yeah, just let me know if you're able to figure anything out. 1 doubt, 5 leave. All right, going once, going twice. Let's do it. Okay, we leave the safety of the city walls. Please select the difficulty mode. Right, this one I'm going to decide. Casual for those focused on the story, no time limit, more cash at the start. Some quests are more forgiving. Restrictive for the returning road wardens, 30-day time limit, increased nighttime damage, no. Standard, for those familiar with RPGs, 40-day time limit, regular rule set. Those of you who have been watching me for a while will know that I always choose the default difficulty, standard, because my belief is that 9 times out of 10, the developer is balancing best for that middle option, because that's what most people are going to choose, so I usually go with that. He'll still troll me, I hear you. All right, standard. Let's do it. The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You were supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and peddlers, but not beast folk nor trolls. And the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavily. It had a long day. All right, chat. So, let's quick save it. All right. Do we... it is a text adventure with some graphics, but mostly text. But that's why it's an experiment, Big Boss. We're playing together to kind of see how this works. So, chat, please tell me in chat, do we look for another shelter? Do we look around cautiously? Do we dismount and sneak to the gate? Or do we peek inside? Dismount and sneak to the gate? Or do we get off the horse and enter the camp briskly? So again, do we look for another shelter, look around cautiously, dismount and sneak to the gate to peek inside, or get off the horse and enter the camp briskly? All right, so Geester says cautiously. Triffid says cautiously. Elko says briskly. All right, who else? Craigery says cautious. 3 cautious, 1 brisk. 3 cautious, 1 brisk. I would dismount. 3 cautious, 1 brisk, 1 dismount. 3 cautious, 1 brisk, 1 dismount. Anyone else want to weigh in? 3 cautious, 1 brisk, 1 dismount. Going once, 3 cautious, 1 brisk, 1 dismount. Going twice, 3 cautious, 1 brisk, 1 dismount. Sold to the cautious people. Let's look around cautiously. Considering the noise, you doubt that anyone noticed the clatter of hooves. The short, dry grasses barely cover the arid soil of this valley, but you're maybe a minute away from the edge of the sparse woods, which get denser as they climb up the hills. At best, this trail has a few more years before getting overgrown for good. Hard to believe it's the only route north. Okay, so now, here's another vote, chat. Look for another shelter, dismount and sneak to the gate, peek inside, or get off the horse and enter the camp briskly. So, let's vote again. Look for another shelter, dismount and sneak, or get off the horse and enter the camp briskly. Ah, ARVBot Plus is following. That's a good sign. The options, I toss in a flashbang, I know, right? Sneak and peek. Triffid says sneak and peek. So we've got look for another shelter, sneak and peek, or brisk. Sneak and peek, sneak and peek. Dismount. Ah, okay. Let's see if it does. Can I try it on my end? Can I try it on my end now, Effect Life? Can I give it a shot? So far I've got 3 peaks and 1 dismount. 3 peaks and or did mount. I'm assuming you want to dismount. Not that you did mount, Big Boss. I'm guessing. 1 moment, okay. So 3 peaks, 1 dismount. Going once. 3 peaks, 1 dismount. Going twice. Sold to the dismount. Okay, let's dismount. Your heavy boots hit the ground. Oh, it says, by the way, take care of yourself. If you're hurt or exhausted, some actions won't be available to you. The weaker you are, the higher the chance you'll die in combat. It's 30 minutes before dusk. 3 out of 4 vitality. Okay. Your heavy boots hit the ground, and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. Okay, I'll do that in 1 second, Effect Life. You stretch out, bringing your back and legs comfort. All you want now is a table, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. We approach the gates slowly. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space. The fire pit is cold. 2 people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them is holding a cup. After a moment, you notice the quiet humming. You recognize the melody of a light-hearted drinking song from the city harbor. Okay. I don't know what to tell you to get off your high horse. Okay, now let's see if we get ARVBot working. So, give me 1 second here. Aha! It looks like we got it working. Let's see. Let me capture. Thank you, Effect Life. Yay! Okay. So it was just the follower only that we had to fix. All right, chat, give me 1 second here. All right, now let's move this down. And let's reduce the number of options. Okay. So now, chat, the ARVBot Plus has a lot of great features. But some of the best features are as follows. So here are the cool features of this game, of this thing. You do all kinds of things with it, but for our purposes, it gives you a visual representation of the poll, and the way that you do it is $ vote and space. Now, if there's only 2 choices, as we have here, we can do what's called a quick poll, which means you're just voting for option 1 or option 2. So here it is, I could just look for another shelter, or they don't, the people at the table, look like much of a threat, I can enter. So I have just opened that poll. So $ vote space 1 if you want to look for another shelter, $ vote space 2 if you want to enter because they don't look like much of a threat. So get your votes in now, chat. $ vote space 1 to look for another shelter. $ vote space 2 if they don't look like much of a threat. And you can see that it's visually popping up there right now, which is great. Also, how's the music, chat? Is the music too loud or is it okay? Music seems good. Okay, cool. I think it's follower-only chat for GOGCOM, Echo, I think. No. You don't have to follow the channel in order to vote, I don't think. Although, I think probably you can't talk. Well, here's what it is, Echo. You can't talk in chat, I don't believe, here at GOGCOM, unless you follow the channel. So you won't be able to type a command for the bot because you won't be able to talk. So that's why. It's what feuds do to your community. I'd prefer reggae, but the volume's nice. Okay, last call, chat. Last call. Last call. Right now, the don't look like much of a threat is leading 4-2. So get in your votes now. Ivory HD 599s for the win from Full Install. I like that name, by the way, Full Install. All right. And there you go. Option 2 is won with 4 votes. So, I realize the only thing that's going to be an issue here is that I may need to, if I had been thinking about this right, I would have done this on my regular computer, not my gaming computer. I didn't think about that. Well, maybe I'll transfer the next time. We'll see. They don't look like much of a threat. I can enter. It takes them a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you with a wave of his hand. There are bags under his eyes. His beard is messy. Despite his simple shirt, he's wearing durable, decent boots. A mace with a head covered in iron hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. Take a look at the second soul. Just like you, she's wearing a gambeson, but hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eaten bugs. Her eyes are weary yet kind. She smiles. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these two surely look the part. Though there should be more of them. 8, you believe. Okay, chat, here we go again. Do we let them speak first, or do we ask them about their lieutenant? So $ vote space 1 is let them speak first. $ vote space 2 is ask them about their lieutenant. I'm going to have to think about whether I want to... Because I'll bet this isn't going to take much... It's not like it takes much CPU, and that way I won't have to constantly click back and forth and back and forth. But we'll do it this way for now. It just means you'll get a lot of doop-doop-doop, boop-boop-boop, as I switch over, because I have to switch from one to one to make the thing work, because I have a switcher between my keyboards and mouse, my one keyboard and mouse. And welcome in, chat. For those of you who are like, what's going on? We are playing Roadwarden, but chat is making the decisions with the power of ArvBot Plus, brought to you by the incredible coding mind of Effect Life. So you should check out Effect Life's work. And if you like this bot, you should be like, Effect Life, this is amazing. How can I, too, get some of the glory of, ArvBot Plus? The original version of ArvBot was coded by Netowin, who has been on this channel on and off as a viewer and has been on my channel for a long time on and off as well. And it was then and it did great work for a long time, and then it's been enhanced and improved and built upon by Effect Life for this, and it's very cool. Okay, last call. Looks like we're going for letting them speak first. All right. Here we go. I let them speak first. It's nice to see an unharmed traveler in this godforsaken shithole. Makes me just a tiny bit hopeful. The bearded man's voice is strong yet timid. You'll be staying the night with us, I guess. We're soldiers, he and I, adds the armored woman. Her moment switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep the camp safe, but if you were to take the first watch, it would be a huge help. Travelers ought to help each other, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment. To fully rest, you'd need a good sleep. All right, chat. So, do we say, sure, leave it to me, or do we say, I'm exhausted? $ vote space 1 means sure, leave it to me. $ vote space 2 means I'm exhausted. And you did, and it's been really great, Effect Life. I'm very grateful. There's also all of these. Ooh, I wonder if... Isn't there a way to change the color background of this? Not that I'm worried. One of the nice things about this, by the way, is that you can increase options. There we go. Or did I dream that? All right, we're going to last call. I'll have to think about that. About moving that over and just doing it on one, because that way I want it to constantly go back and forth. But it's okay. Like I say, it's an experiment and we'll adjust it. Okay, yeah, that's cool. And it's not urgent, Effect Life, at all. I just thought of one of those things. I'm like, oh, could we even switch it and make it for like, for GogCom purple colors? But no, it's honestly not. I don't want to take a ton of time either to do it. So. Yeah, no, I mean, it would basically just be like, I guess what I was wondering, like a theme, like a purple and white theme for used on here would be cool. But that's why I was just curious. Okay, and... all right, the answer is sure, leave it to me. Chat making the right decisions here. Fantastic, she rubs her hands together. I don't remember the last time I had more than half a night of sleep. The hours before midnight should be the calmest. Just wake us up if anything happens. The man flashes you a wide smile. It's easy to wake us up. Just yell. He drinks from his mug. I ask them about their lieutenant. You wonder how to phrase your question. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence how they perceive you by selecting one of the attitudes. Oh, wow. Okay, so do we phrase our question in a friendly way, in a playful way, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable? Okay, now here's one of the real benefits of using this program, chat, and I'm going to show you what it is. So watch this. So what we're going to do is, here we're going to put in these options. We have, oh shoot, what was it? Darn it. This is the problem with going back to this one. Yeah, exactly, Runel, right? Okay, friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, and vulnerable. Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, and vulnerable. Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, and vulnerable. Now, here's what we do, chat. If we save this, we're going to save this as... So we can save this question so that later on I can load it instead of having to type in all those options again. So I can basically pull this out again. So now that I've saved it, I can open it up. So now, chat, notice, if you do $vote space 1, that means we're going to be friendly to them. If we do $vote space 2, that means playful. $vote space 3 is distanced. $vote space 4 is intimidating. And $vote space 5 is vulnerable. So that's how we're going to phrase this question about the lieutenant. So think about how you want to phrase your question about the lieutenant. Keep in mind about how you want them to approach you. And then you can get your vote in, and you can see that popping up visually on the stream in ArvBot Plus. So again, $ vote space 1 for friendly, $ vote space 2 for playful, $ vote space 3 for distanced, $ vote space 4 for intimidating, $ vote space 5 for vulnerable. Also, if you vote for a choice and then you're like, I don't know if I want to do that, you can go $ change vote space and then the number that you want to go to instead, and it will then change the vote from your previous choice to your new one. So you can always change your vote if you want. Sure, I'll watch you sleep. You better sleep lightly. I'll watch your sleep and you'll pay. Actually, I think my guy's got to have a light Western accent, probably. This is something I know about. I'm here wandering the wilderness. That's the way it is. Okay, we're looking at friendly. All right, so now when I last call, everybody knows that we're ready to go. Last call. How do we want to approach these people? Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable? But especially for a game like this, where you might have several different kinds of choices that come up again and again, but then there will be other ones that are just completely new altogether, having this feature of being able to load questions is super useful. So it's just one of many reasons why ArvBot Plus is awesome. It reminded me a little bit of Fallout-y vibe a bit, Arudinel, right? Okay, so the winner is friendly. Let's do it. Okay, you all said intimidating, right? No, I'm just kidding. Friendly. I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? The woman lets out a loud sigh, dusts off her gambeson, and steps toward you. She pays little attention to the sword at her side. We most definitely can, you and I, though holding this rank is still somewhat new to me. Are you a messenger? Did you lose your mount? She observes you with curiosity. Or are you looking for help? I'm your new Roadwarden. My horse is waiting outside. Really? The soldier in the shirt leans forward. That explains how you got here in one piece all by yourself. Better bring your beast here, adds the lieutenant. We have no hay, but I bet it dreams of dropping its saddle. A long pause. I'm Tulia, by the way. She reaches out her hand. Now, do we answer, I shake her hand, saying I'm, blah, 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 or do we say, it may be a trap, I gesture for her to stop pretending to be embarrassed. I should wash myself first, but you can call me. So this one is just a two-way vote, chat. $ vote space 1 if you want to shake her hand. $ vote space 2 if it may be a trap, you gesture for her to stop. I should wash myself first. You can call me, etc., etc. This is great, Effect Life. I'm so glad we got this working. Thank you for the extra troubleshooting. It really did. This really helps a lot. And you get to see it put through its paces on another channel too, Effectively. All right, a lot of people are willing. I'm going to last call this. A lot of people are willing to vote. The other thing is that there are options that eventually we can put into play of having a time limit for the vote. But I have to say that very seldom have I ever wanted a time limit on the vote myself, because I'm always just like, I want people to have time to be able to, like, I'll decide, you know, I don't want the automatic thing to decide. I want to decide it. So I'm the decider. Vote 3 to use the electrical buzzer handshake trick. ArvBot Plus is like, no. Exactly, Rudno. A field test, yes. All right. The winner is to shake her hand. How do you want people to call you? Lido. Okay. Now, chat. Here we go. All right, I will take, chat. I will take nominations. Give me nominations for names. What do we want to call ourselves? And then we will vote on the name. Give us some name choices. ... Okay. What else? One nomination per person, please. How do they call us Hey You? Our name is Hey You. ... Hey You. Other nomination, other name possibilities? We've got ... and Hey You so far. Roadie McWardeny. Oh, I like the way you think, Trevoke. Mr. Tibbs. Okay. I represent all of the internets. Stabby McSleeperson. Are we talking two B's on that Stabby? Big Boss? Stabby as opposed to Stabby? We talking Stabby McSleeperson? Okay. All right, I have room for 3 more, but I'll take one more at least. Let's go with one more, I think. One more name. Yeah, no problem. I figured it's fine. One more name nomination, chat. Anyone else, or are we going to stick with this 5? Going once. Going twice. All right, chat, here we go. Get in your votes now. $ vote 1 for ... $ vote 2 for Hey You. $vote space vote space 1 for ... $ vote space 2 for Hey You. $vote space 3 for Roadie McWardeny. Vote space 4 for Mr. Tibbs. And vote space 5 for Stabby McSleeperson. Ocris, no minus though. Just $vote space. So you just go $ vote space and then the number. No dash or hyphen or anything. Ocris told you how. We got a lot of votes for Mr. Tibbs right now. Mr. Tibbs, kind of a surprise leader in the clubhouse. I thought that one of the others, not that there's anything wrong with Mr. Tibbs. I just thought that one of the others might get a little more play, but... There we go. Ah, Roadie McWardeny making a late charge, though. They called me Mr. Tibbs. Yep, no, I got it. They call me Mr. Tibbs. All right, I'm going to last call this, chat. Last call. You are being served. It's true. It's true. Option 1 and 4 are somewhat complementary. That is a good point. All right, going once. Going twice. Okay, let me check. I just responded, Effect Life. It would be cool as a feature to be able to switch from one to the other without having to adjust the jar file, but I don't know if that's a pain in the butt to program or not. Okay. And polls. All right, the winner is Mr. Tibbs. Who are you? I'll tell you who I am. I'm Mr. Tibbs. Her grasp is confident, the shake is slight. Just keep your horse away from the tents. She steps away. We don't need to smell its dung. Ah, there's this one issue. The soldier in the shirt also rises to his feet. We've no tent to spare. You'll have to use a blanket or something. All right, chat. So, do we say, no problem, I enjoy observing the stars? Or do we say, I should get used to sleeping on the ground anyway? Well, yes, that's more or less true, Ridnell. So $ vote space 1 for no problem, $ vote space 2 for I should get used to sleeping on the ground. What should we say? Yeah, and that's totally fine, Effect Life. It's certainly not anything urgent. And I like the default of this most of the time. I just thought, I was like, ooh, that would be a cool little extra feature, so to speak. All right, we got 3 votes for sleeping on the ground and 2 votes for I enjoy observing the stars. As you should. Last call, last call. And let's close that up. All right, it's all about sleeping on the ground. Know what I'm saying? Sleeping on the ground. You walk through the gate. Your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. It's not only taller than you, but also bulky, as heavy as it is strong. You can get in the saddle within a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Horses were brought to the Dragonwoods from the conquest in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. Do we say, it's my only companion here, I want it to feel at ease? Or do we say, I don't care how it feels, but I need it to be strong if I want to travel, and I can't afford another one? So there we go, chat. $ vote space 1, it's my only companion here, I want it to feel at ease. Or 2, don't care how it feels, but I need it to be strong if I want to travel and I can afford another one. It's our horse. It's our only companion, right? A horse is a horse, of course. Of course. A Rudnell demonstrating does not care about the horse. Shaking my head, chat. Those of you who suggest that you don't care about a horse. SMH. All right, last call, chat. Last call. What? Oh, my fault. Thank you. Yeah, that will clearly happen sometimes. Sorry about that. Thank you. My apologies. I will need to try to keep aware of that. Ah, fair enough. That's a good point, Aridno. You make a good point. All right, so, and the winner is, it's my only companion. I want it to feel at ease. Food for thought. Hopefully not food for monsters, know what I'm saying? Okay. It's my only companion here. I want it to feel at ease. It takes a few steps towards you, scolding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals and even pets as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom. But you know that horses need companionship. I speak to it gently and lead it to the camp. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. You take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. While the riding equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal, with enough time it starts to chafe. You wish it had something better to eat than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn. I need to unpack. You haven't brought that many things, and you lost one of the sacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Worst of all, you have no rope left, but maybe the soldiers could share one. Shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions essential for your trade. Okay, now we get to choose our class, so let's find out more about each one. As a fighter, you'll have an easier time in physical challenges thanks to your superior equipment and hidden bonuses during dice rolls. You'll be physically more capable than the other classes, which offers unique opportunities during some social interactions. It's the best class for RPG beginners. The fighter's weakness is their reliance on physical strength. Your special abilities won't be available to you if your vitality points drop to 0. The mage uses Pneuma, a versatile but limited pool of energy points that can be spent to cast a few humble spells. Magic won't protect you better than a sharp axe, but as a mage you'll be able to heal faster while resting, detect magic in a mysterious area, distract a beast with a simple trick, and find a common tongue with other magic users. Using the mage's power too freely will result in having no Pneuma left when you need it the most. The scholar will know more about the world's mysteries than you, helping you take advantage of some unusual situations. Your character will impress the locals with its knowledge, and you'll be able to read the sparse written clues without anyone's assistance. Scholars struggle with combat more than the other classes, but with enough carefulness and exploration, you'll gain access to alchemical mixtures that will help you escape from many dangerous situations. All right, chat, so this is a big one here. What are we going to be? Are we going to be... Are we going to be a fighter, a mage, or a scholar? What do you think, Chad? And I don't know how old we are. I'm not even sure that it says. I think all of these are viable. I think the scholar one is interesting because I love to have lots of different options. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know if it's one of those things like, I'm going to be a university professor. Oh, you did? Ooh, okay. Thank you, Effect Life. Okay, so I have something cool. As soon as we're done with this vote, I will change something around. I will show you folks in a moment. I'm going to last call this. 5 votes for Scholar, 1 vote for Fighter. There's no option for Scholarly Fighter Mage. Yeah. We're going to wait till the vote is done. That's the idea. Yeah, I agree. Downstairs, chat, I smell the delectable scents of salmon cooking. What's it going to be, chat? Fighter, mage, or scholar? Yeah, some salmon. And not salmon. Salmon. Delicious salmon. All right. Okay, scholar it is. All right, now I'm going to try something. So bear with me just a moment, chat. All right, let's see. Okay. Now we're going to try something, chat. All right, let's see how this works. This is courtesy of Effect Life, who coded on the fly. Ooh, look at that. Oh, sweet. Okay. You'll see in a second, chat. All right, chat, feast your eyes on the GOG Combot. Yeah, look at that. Ah, yeah. That purple for GOG Com. Look at that. It worked. The highest, the GOG theme. Hell yeah. Thank you, Effect Life. Good stuff. That's sweet. All right. Now we're cooking with gas. I'll tell you what. Okay. And I want this to go to 5 options for now. Very cool. All right. Thanks, Effect Life. That's awesome. Okay. Alrighty, cool. So, where were we? So we are going to be a scholar. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Your water skin isn't pierced. The spare clothes are still here. Just in case, you take a look at your wooden bowl and mug, your cape, tinderbox, bandages, food rations, knife. Nothing special or too cumbersome. From time to time, your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but this doesn't make it any more exciting. Okay, taking hits will damage your armor. You can then fix it in various settlements. Armor 2 out of 4 will stop the lighter attacks, but not for long. Okay, let's open our inventory. Unless you're occupied with another task, you can eat food, drink potions, and use your items from this menu. You can examine your possessions at all times. Alright, food rations consist of dried meat, crackers, nuts, seeds, fruits, and water, which spoil slowly and don't require additional cooking. Fresh healing potion, liquid that heals one's wounds. Pouch with coins. City artisans make coins by cutting dragon bones into slices. They're valued by merchants, though rarely used in the countryside. Okay. Gambeson, padded defensive jacket made of linen filled with rags. Cheapest type of armor, yet surprisingly effective and as a result very common. Alchemical ingredients to brew new potions. You need to find suitable tools and some undisturbed time. Brewing is difficult and your alchemical skills, while humble, are valuable. Travel set. Your sacks contain all sorts of useful tools. Parchment scrolls kept in tubes, ink, quills, and wax tablets with a bone stylus. Most northerners are illiterate, but they're happy to meet someone who can write a letter in their name. And a simple battle axe. Traveling with an axe shows that you've learned how to fight humans and human-sized monsters. It's not masterfully made, but it's already been put to test and you've practiced with it for many days. Okay, in the travel set, we've got a rainproof cloak, a set of bone needles and a thread, an iron knife, a blade sharpener, a tinderbox, a couple of tallow candles, a bunch of rags used to make torches, as well as a flask of oil, a pair of protective gloves made of thick leather, ARVBot Plus, and the GOGCOM Galaxy Launcher. Just kidding. It's true, actually, yeah. Okay, yeah, and obviously we want to, journal. Okay, humans, groups, and places. Bestiary. Oh, we've got a lot of those. Apes and monks. All right, I'm not going to go through all these now, but this is what we've already seen so far. We're going to save this for the first hard save. Good. Okay. And we got those. Nice. I return. Let me quick save it too. I return to the soldiers. They're at the table again, observing your beast and chatting between themselves. Your stomach growls at the sight of the meeting out of wooden bowls. One more bowl was put at a previously unused end of the table. You can sit down on a tree log. I join them and take a look at the meal. I thank them for the meal, but I don't want to eat with them. I sit down and ask Tulia what she can tell me about this area, or I completely ignore the meal. I sit down and speak to Tulia. So, do we... Let's see. Join them. Take a look at meal. Thanks for a meal, but don't want to eat. Or ignore the meal, sit down and talk. All right, chat, there we go. $ vote space 1 for joining them and taking a look at the meal. $ vote space 2 for thank them for the meal but don't want to eat with them. I sit down and ask Tulia what she can tell me about this area. Or completely ignore the meal, sit down and speak to Tulia. So get your votes in now, chat. Let's get those votes in. $ vote space 1, join them and take a look at the meal. $ vote space 2, thanks but don't want to eat with them. Sit down and ask Tulia. Or 3, completely ignore the meal, sit down and speak to Tulia. Option 4, intimidating. Punch Tulia in the face, slam the guy's head into the table, take the meal, steal everyone's armor, walk out, blow up the fort with the explosion in the background as you walk awesomely towards your horse. That's the WTF idea. You like that one? In the post-apocalyptic future, a Roadwarden is someone who can be as much of a jackass to everyone as possible. Yeah, DC check of 61, yeah. That's a good way to end things immediately in the game. All right, chat. Since 4 is not actually an option, our options are either join them and take a look at the meal. We got 1 vote for that. Thanks for the meal, but don't want to eat. Sit down and ask Tulia what she can tell me about the area. That's choice 2. Or completely ignore the meal and sit down and speak to Tulia. That's choice 3. And we got 2 votes for 2 and 2 votes for 3. So what else is it going to be? And for those of you joining right now, welcome to episode 347 of Pen and Pixels. Only 3 episodes away from episode 350. My goodness. I hope you folks are enjoying this as much as I have been enjoying it. This is Roadwarden. We are trying an experiment of playing a game which has a fair amount of text to it, a lot of text to it. It is a role-playing game, but it is a game where chat is getting to make the decision. So literally chat is voting on what our player is doing. Our player's name is Mr. Tibbs, and Mr. Tibbs is a Roadwarden. All we've done so far is come to this place and start talking to them about what's happening in the world. We've found out that we're a scholar, which means that we have an understanding of the mysteries of the world better than others would. Thank you, Duncan Thrax. Welcome to thank you for the follow on my channel. And it's going to be a little harder in combat, but we can also make alchemical potions as the scholar as well. So it feels to me like take a look at the meal is basically eat the meal is what it sounds like to me. That's basically as close as we get, I think. Hey, Dragonspear. Yeah. Take a look at this meal. It's the only one I got. Not much of a meal. Never seem to get a lot. Take a gamble, son for armor. I am a Roadwarden. All right, we're going to last call this. If Pyron comes back, I hope Pyron is happy that we've switched this to a GOG.com specific color scheme. Looking at the meal will only make you hungry. It's true. Okay. Well, maybe, you'll look at the meal and then you'll decide to eat the meal that you looked at. That would be my assumption. All right, we are joining them and we're taking a look at the meal. Let's see what we've got. It's cold gruel, the meal eaten in times of hardship. This specific bowl is filled with water, hog millet, some strange-looking cereals, and blueberries. Welcoming you with a meal, even a humble one, is beyond their duty. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifices to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learn how to work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrolling the same roads for years. They help the settlement stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships. When there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgment. Different responsibilities, different lifestyles. And it says, keeping your stomach full will make you stronger. Starvation won't allow you to restore vitality while resting. You can find your supplies in the inventory. So 2 out of 4, you experience no penalties and bonuses. Okay, so I eat quickly, not focusing on the taste, then speak with Tulia. Hey, now we've got 3 out of 4 nourishment, which means it's easier for you to overcome physical struggles. So that's good. It's like you're a YouTube foodie in the Middle Ages. Yeah, basically. I think I may actually make an adjustment here. That's looking good. Look at that. That looks lovely. All right, cool. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I'm afraid I can tell you less than I would like to and less than I should. She nods toward the other soldier. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead, 1 has run away in tears. We're also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Any piece of information may help me do my job. The man leans forward. His legs shake nervously. He sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story, tell a joke, or do a magic trick, whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the officials tell you? I expect not that much. No soul governs these lands. All right, chat. So, do we say I share what I consider to be relevant? Or do we say what I've discussed with the officials should stay between me and them? And again, I presume sharing what you consider to be relevant means that you're actually telling them stuff that you think is okay to tell them. So, do we share what we consider to be relevant? That's $vote space 1. Or do we say what I've discussed with the officials should stay between me and them? That's $vote space 2. Get your votes in now. What do you think, chat? $vote space 1 is I share what I consider to be relevant. $vote space 2 is what I've discussed with the officials should stay between me and them. What do we got? What do we got? So far, I've only got 1 vote each. All right, Big Boss is sharing what is considered to be relevant. Open democracy. Darth Sisu is like, no, closed democracy. Autocracy. Let it be known, Darth Sisu has voted for autocracy. It's all right, Darth. We're now clear on where you stand. We will never forget. Clip has been made. Darth Sisu, known enemy of democracy. I just want balance. I'm completely joking. Okay, last call because it's tied up, chat, so we need someone to break this tie. We need someone to break this tie. Share we consider to be relevant, or what I've discussed with the officials should stay between me and them. $ vote space 1 for share, $ vote space 2 for what I've discussed with the officials should stay between me and them. We need someone to break that tie. Let's get those votes in. There are a number of you in here. So even though big ups to the lurkers, in this case, a vote would be helpful. All right, what are we looking at, chat? What say you? Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Okay, sorry, just responding to my wife here. Okay, I need a vote here, chat. I need a vote. I need a vote. $ vote. Someone get your vote in. We are tied. I need someone to vote. We cannot move forward until we know what the vote is. $ change vote space. Yes, there is equilibrium, but we also do need to make a decision. Roadwarden grinds to a halt. And no, I am simply the avatar here. I am the avatar of chat. This is a democratic standstill. Gridlock. It's democratic gridlock. All right, Darth Sisu has made the vote. I share what I consider to be relevant, thereby proving that in a democracy, people can change their minds. I share what I consider to be relevant. You tell the soldiers how little guidance you've received. Since this area is too far away from Hovlaven to keep it under control, you are warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests? From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn into walking corpses or find what they're looking for? No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. Now let's find out what Hovlaven is, shall we? Hovlaven. The city of Hovlaven is one of the greatest harbors in the Dragonwoods and the heart of the northwestern province of the 10 cities. I was hired by its officials and merchants. Okay. So that's who Hovlaven is. All right. The lieutenant drinks from her cup. Wait, what is this now? Sorry, I missed this. Working on an update with fun additional features. Oh, okay. Thanks, Effect Life. That's awesome. I mean, I hope you're enjoying yourself, but it sounds like you are. Lieutenant drinks from her cup and crosses her legs, ankle on knee. Seeing her chair makes you doubt she'll ever find a comfortable position. Where should we start? Oh my God, look at this. Wow. Okay, we got a lot of questions here. So, what should I know about the peninsula? Any ideas what happened to the previous Roadwarden? I've lost my rope, could you spare one? What happened to your squad? Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? What was your squad's mission? Anything I should know about this camp? And if you were me, where would you go next? And we have to ask at some point about the peninsula, the Roadwarden, and the rope. So, all right, what should I know about the peninsula? Any ideas what happened to the previous Roadwarden? I've lost my rope. Could you spare one? What happened to your squad? What was your squad's mission? Okay, what was your squad's mission? Anything I should know about this camp? If you... Oh, wait, I missed one. I missed one. I'll fix it. Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? What was your squad's mission? Anything I should know about this camp? If you were me, where would you go next? Also, have you heard the good news about our Lord and Master DRM free GOG? Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay. Big one here, chat. I'm going to open this up so that we can see more of it. All right, what do we do, chat? So I'll move it over here actually for the moment. What should I know about the peninsula? Any ideas what happened to the previous Roadwarden? I've lost my rope. Could you spare one? What happened to your squad? Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? What was your squad's mission? Anything I should know about this camp? If you were me, where would you go next? I assume we will get the opportunity to ask more than one question. So the question is what order you want to answer the questions in. And Triffitt's idea up there was to start with more general questions and then move more into specifics. So... I like the idea that the question about the previous Roadwarden, by the way, is kind of one of those, like, kill two birds with one stone. We don't have to ask it right off, though. But, like, is basically one of those, so, why are you out of Roadwardens? How things been? You would prioritize based on importance. Yeah. I could see that. That's also a reasonable approach. All right, we're going to last call here. Last call. And wait for it. I am the one, I will always be inside. Wait for it. And, okay. What should I know about the peninsula is question number 1 that we're going to ask. What should I know about the peninsula? She is horribly offended. You immediately attack her. No. I'll tell you what I know and you be the judge, says the lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city? On a decent palfrey, I'd guess it would be 3-4 days. When you confirm, she continues. From here, you can reach the coast in about a day as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation, why no ships can get here? You nod. The sea vote allows Hovlavin officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools. But maintaining order on a wild coast such as this one is like filling the ocean depths with coins. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore and boats can't get much closer. She nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. As she pauses, her companion carries on. No soul from the north ever came to the camp, but when we traveled to the roadside inn, Pelt of the North, they're happy to trade, and to play dice. Okay, let's see if we know anything about, no, looks like we don't know yet. Pelt of the North. Why not just stay at one of the settlements? The man clears his throat. I mean, you know, we're to guard this road. This camp is our post, and, well... He turns towards Tulia. She lowers her voice. Don't take it the wrong way, Mr. Tibbs, but are you a devout soul? Okay, so here's another case where I'm glad that we can save this, because we're probably going to need to ask this question again. So for this one... So I'm just going to save this quickly. All right. So now, what should we say? Do we say in response to that question, like most city folk, I believe that people should unite their strength to Like most city folk, I believe that people should unite their strength to overcome the threats of nature and dark magic. Everyone will be judged for both good and evil deeds. I'm a part of the United Church. Or do we say, for many years, I've supported a monastery that does its best to advance mankind's spiritual growth, artistry, herbalism, and magical research. I follow the teachings of an order of truth. Or do we say, I'm from a small village. For me, the freedom of shell, pneuma, and soul are the main virtues of life. My community is unique and independent, and so are its members. I have a place in my fellowship. Or do we say, I have a strong connection to nature and spirits and follow the path of my ancestors. Some of my beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folk. You'd probably call me a pagan. Or do we say, there's no evidence of the right's existence and all the mystical tales are explained by magic? In which case we say, no, I'm not. All right, chat, what do we say? I come from the land down under. Do we say we're part of the United Church? That's vote one. That's the first one. Do we say we follow the teachings of an order of truth? Do we say I'm from a small village and I have a place in my fellowship? Do we say that I have a strong connection to nature and spirits, follow the path of my ancestors? You'd probably call me a pagan. Or do we say, no, I'm not devout at all? That's the Manchester United Church, right? Probably. Well done, chat. So far, we have one vote for everything. Get your votes in now, chat. Vote 2 for Grey Shade. Pagan. Well, I appreciate that, Big Boss. I guess that Grey Shade would be about the order of truth, theoretically. Gonna turn on some lights in the dark in here. Bear with me, chat, while you keep voting. I'm gonna get some lights on. We're in that transitional part of the year where I start with lights and then I end in darkness inside, unless we get traditional lights. Okay. Let's get, I'll need to readjust. There we go. Let's get this light readjusted because that's too much now. Okay, it's better. Okay. So, while I was gone, you all were involved in some interesting votes. So we have, right now I'm going to last call this. So far we have 4 votes for the Order of Truth, 3 votes for Pagan, 2 votes for the United Church, 1 vote for the Fellowship, and 0 votes for No I'm Not. Last call, chat. Last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. Okay. The Order of Truth. I follow the teachings of an order of truth. Oh, I see. She hesitantly looks away. I don't know much about that river of faith, but I'm sure we're not that different. I'm a Unite myself, she says with a sort of pride in her voice. So she follows the United Church. All right, chat. So do we say mm-hmm, or do we say maybe just explain what you were thinking of? So what do we do, chat? Do we say mm-hmm, or do we say maybe just explain what you were thinking of? So $ vote space 1 is mm-hmm, and $ vote space 2 is maybe just explain what you were thinking of. I thought about that. I mean, we've had timers in the original ARVBot. I end up not loving it though, because there are times when other things happen and you want to be able to, like, I don't know, to be able to sort of have access. But I guess if it's a button that I could create, I could either start or stop. But yeah, I mean, right now I am my own timer, I guess. Because also, there are some votes that probably people are less invested in anyway, you know? Like, there are some votes that people are like, all right, you know, like, this is important. And then other ones that people are like, I don't really care that much. So. All right. Going once. Going twice. United is always the correct team to choose. All right, so maybe just explain what you were thinking. The people here are disquieting. Every few words, she taps the table with her finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials. Let me move that. Hold on a second. Okay. Here, she starts to draw lines with her index finger as if she's pointing at an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at a bog. It's not entirely pagan, I don't think. It even has a priest who claims to be an eremite. You nod. She means a fellowship. They do crazy shit, her companion chips in. They use the dead to cut down trees and dig in soil. Once I saw it, I begged to never return there. I see. You've heard tales such as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement manages to survive without a city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to humankind. All right, so what are we going to say, chat? Do we say... Were you able to speak with these necromancers? And how about the East? Monster worth mentioning? Anything that could catch my mount? Or that's all I need to know. All right, chat, what are we going to say? What do we want to say? Were you able to speak with these necromancers? And how about the East? Any monster worth mentioning? Anything that could catch my mount? Or that's all I need to know. The answer is always, how you doing? Corgan living up to his name. I gotta make sure I know whether there's any monsters. Corgan, have you ever been in a conversation with someone where all of a sudden somebody's just like, Corgan, what is best in life? And then you're like, or then someone else is like, the feeling of the wind in your hair, the falcon on your wrist, these are best. And then the guy's like, wrong! Corgan, what is best? To crush our enemies, to drive them before you, and hear the lamentations of the women. Yes, that is good. And if that conversation has not yet come up, why? That's a convo you should have encouraged to have happen. All right, I'm going to last call this. Right now we have 3 votes for any monster worth mentioning, and 2 votes for how about the East. Happens more often than you think. You're just walking along, someone's just like, hey. Yeah, one of the shirts, when I moved this house, one of the shirts I lost, which I need to track down and find again, is my awesome Conan shirt, which was the what is best in life, and then there's like a list to crush your enemies, drive them before you, lamentations of the women, and then there's a D, all of the above. I need to get that shirt again. That and my GM equals PC squared shirt. I think those are the 2 major ones. There's always something that gets lost in a move, which is really frustrating, and this was one of them. So when I moved, when we sold my mother's place in Connecticut and we're down here, I lost a whole box of like original Nintendo cartridges and Intellivision cartridges. Like for somehow that video game console set got thrown out, which is still, ugh. To this day, I'm just like cringe. All right, any monster worth mentioning? We saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count on his fingers. Goblins, treants, cats large and small, runners, howlers, wolves, spiked boars, moflin eaters, griffins, but we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts, Tulia glances at her companion, though a palfrey should be fine. The trees are so tall that the flying creatures keep to the coast and mountains. There's not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting among themselves. They fight more for food than territory. The soldier cracks his knuckles. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. All right, so necromancers, East or... That's all I need to know. Okay. Dragon Spear. That sounds awfully like your method of finding out something about me so you can mail me yet another awesome thing. Everyone in chat I think knows this already, but people on my channel know it already. Dragon Spear is very generous. Covers it over in the guise of being a troll who likes Manchester United. I think the Manchester United part's legitimate, but the troll part is, and then like sends me all this stuff. So I answer a question like that, and then the next thing you know, I get stuff sent to me. I am usually it depends on the setting, Dragon Spear. I'm usually a large to an extra large. In European things, if I wear like a medium, it's too small for me. So I usually am a large to an extra large, somewhere in there. It's better than my friend getting the wrong size. As Corgan, you would just say, let's see what your guts be looking like in response. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Let's see what your guts are. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we have 2 votes right now for How About the East. 0 votes for Necromancers, 0 votes for All I Need to Know. So now's your chance to get in this vote. Get in your vote. Please let us know who you're going to be talking to. All right, 1 vote for Necromancers. All right, I'm going to last call this. What do we want to say? Were you able to speak with these Necromancers? How about the East? And that's all I need to know. Those are your 3 options. Need to remember to quick save when I go back to the screen. All right, going once, going twice. All right, and how about the East? Let's quick save it. Okay. And how about the East? She stares off across the camp. Hard to tell. We went there only once. There are hills, forests, rivers. We saw tunnels sculpted in leaves and branches, but we didn't enter it. Wilderness all around. Okay, and now we have 2 choices, chat. This one we can just do here, which is, were you able to speak with these Necromancers? That's $ vote space 1. That's all I need to know is $ vote space 2. What? Dragonsphere, are you making me a shirt? AC IRL is now following. What's up, P? How do you spell lamentation? I like how you how do you spell lamentation, which you do by spelling it in chat. You got it. The lamentations of the women. I'm not ironing. Why do you ask? Yeah, you spell lamentation by crushing your enemies. Yes, I think that's a good way to look at it. All right, so we have 2 votes. And by the way, well, about 15 minutes, I'll reset at 6 p.m. at the top of the hour, so. Good to see you, AC. I'm glad you love GOG, and yes, it is. This is a good chance to reset it. So we're playing Roadwarden, which is a text-heavy game. It's a role-playing game, but we're doing it using chat to actually make the decisions. So right now we have our Arvbot Plus, which you can see in the window over there. And Arvbot Plus, you can actually vote and make choices, as you just did, for our character to make a decision. So we are a scholar. We have our equipment. We've had a little bit of food, and we're here hanging out and talking to these soldiers. They used to have a group of 8, and now there's only 2 of them left. So. So $ vote space 1 to speak with the Necromancers, $ vote space 2 to say that's all I need to know. I'm going to last call this here. And this game, by the way, if you type in !game, you can get a copy of it if you use that link. It'll throw a couple bucks my way, but it won't cost you anything extra. And it is $10.99 right now, available at GOG.com. So now is the time. You should check that out if you're interested. Well worth it. So far, I think it's been pretty cool. We'll see what happens when you get out of this camp, too. All right, going once, going twice. All right. So, were you able to speak with these Necromancers? You can see why we're not eager to go there if we could avoid it, the lieutenant chuckles. Maybe they'll be more welcoming to a Roadwarden. The roads are dangerous with little to no shelters. People need your help. The man in the shirt turns a bit and points a finger to the northwest. If you're heading to the undead village, you'll get to an inn first and soon. Tulia nods. Pelt to the north is a safe place. You can talk with the innkeeper, the guards, ask them about the road. Okay, cool. So there's an inn to the northwest of here. We'll keep that in mind. That's all I need to know. She nods. I'm afraid we can't do more for you. Okay, so now, chat, you can see why we saved those other questions. Because otherwise we would have had to do all this again. So we're going to load our previous question. Ahaha! And as you can see, so we've done everything now, except what should I know about the peninsula? So what I'm going to do now is okay. So here we go. Now here are your choices. So we've asked about the peninsula. So now we still need to ask about the Roadwarden and the rope, but we also have other questions. So we started by asking about the peninsula. So now we have these questions. Any ideas what happened to the previous Roadwarden? I've lost my rope. Could you spare one? What happened to your squad? Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? What was your squad's mission? Anything I should know about this camp? And last, if you were me, where would you go next? And you can make those decisions by $ vote space and then the number next to the one that you want to answer. So please do that now, chat. Get those votes in now. Thank you for the follow on GogCom, the Burger King. I wonder if that means that you're like the king of like burners on a stove, or if you're the king of like burner accounts, like, you know, hot 35leet6hotmail.com or something. I don't think so. I don't think so. I did update them. $ vote space 1 seems to work. I think they all work because I cleared out. Oh, you mean that I took out? There's like $ vote space 8. Is that what you mean? Is that true? No, I don't think so. There's just 7 options left. There were 8 the first time, Akris. Yeah, I moved one. I moved the one at the bottom up to the top because that way I didn't have to reset all of the number questions. That's all. Although actually, yeah, like I'd have to, because otherwise I'd have to like, you can't really move that, so that's why I did that. It would be interesting, although I think it would be hard for Effect Life, but it would be interesting to see if there were a way to make it so that you could drag the questions, so you change the order of them. Like you move 2 up to 1 and it becomes 1. You move 1 down to 2, it becomes 2. I mean, these are all very special use cases, honestly, but, you know. I like that name too, Shimmerblade. Yeah, no, I know. And it's not really, it's like, it's a very niche case anyway, Effect Life. All right, last call. Can I drag my number box like this, you mean? I can do that. Well, I could also just remove options, because there's 8 options and I could actually remove it and go down to 7. I did forget to do that. So next time I'll try to drop it down because there's fewer options available. Yeah, Dragon, yeah. But otherwise I can't see the picture. I could do this. I guess since those are the options. Okay, I see what you're saying. Because those options are up there anyway. Yeah, I could see that, I guess. Like that, you mean? Cover up chat world. No, it's all about chat. All right. There we go. Okay, so any idea what happened to the previous Roadwarden is the question. Tulia takes a deep breath. Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't... Whoops. Okay, see. This is where I have to now go back. Okay. We haven't heard from him for almost half a year. The soldiers speak for a bit between themselves, trying to get their story straight. They confirm that he had stopped by their camp a few times, but stopped showing up at all in early summer. The bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with the tip of his knife without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He'd sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on that wax tablet of his. Fix his loud mail. Yep, and leave at dawn. Unlike us, Asterion never gets bored. Tulia lets out a joyless chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Okay, let me just check something here and see whether we've had an update on anybody. Aha! Asterion is the previous Roadwarden. He disappeared a couple of months ago under unknown circumstances. The merchants would like to find out what happened to him. Short but broad-shouldered, red hair and beard, pale, wears mail, rides on a four-legged lizard. According to Tulia, he was a bit of a recluse, constantly on the move looking for work. Since he disappeared before summer, he may already be dead. His kids live near Hovleven. Or Hovleven. Hovleven. Okay. I think we should do this one. Okay. Sounds like you're not sure if he's dead or not. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone's keeping him in a basement. The man carves with passion. We haven't seen him or his Saurian. Something ate them, I bet. The officials have hired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Richer Roadwardens often use four-legged meat-eating Saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching, but unlike horses, can easily defend themselves from many monsters. At least your palfrey is fast and reliable and won't suddenly sink its teeth into an innocent passerby. Do you know what he was looking for? Maybe he left you a message? Neither one of us had any insight into his dealings, says Tulia. My predecessor left me no clues. We also took a look at Asterion stuff. Wait! She raises her open palm. I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He has kids in a village near Hovleven. I was planning to take all his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions. Quite a treasure. She glances at you. But I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. So you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff? Here's the catch. She dusts off the hilt of her sword. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. Since she hasn't returned and you know nothing about her, she either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. We're meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us, tell us what you've learned about the man, and we'll get back to Hovleven together? You think about your real mission. You were planning to return to Hovleven in the early fall anyway. If he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. True, but he's considered dead. I doubt he'd begrudge you anything. And who knows, you may just find his shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear mostly, maybe 5 feet tall but stout, long red beard, short hair, pale face, rarely smiles. She glances at her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches out her legs. So find out what happened to him. Dead, alive, left, just let me know. All right, it's our first side quest. It's our first side quest, chat. So, I'll receive his abandoned belongings. Okay, so we'll get his belongings once we find the Roadwarden. Okay. Alrighty, so now what we've got is... I've lost my rope. Could you spare one? What happened to your squad? Alright. Okay, so 6 of these. So now what it is is $vote space 1 is I've lost my rope, could you spare one? Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon. Wrong. I got confused. $vote space 1 is if you were me, where would you go next? $vote space 2 is anything I should know about the camp. $vote space 3 is I've lost my rope, could you spare one? $vote space 4 is what happened to your squad. $vote space 5 is Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? And $vote space 6 is what was your squad's mission? So pay attention to the number thing on the chat. Don't look at the chat. Look at the don't look at the chat on screen. Look at the voting thing itself. So again, $vote space 1 is if you were me, where would you go next? 2 is anything I should know about the camp. 3 is I've lost my rope, can you spare one? 4 is what happened to your squad. 5 is how did you become a lieutenant? 6 is what was your squad's mission? So go ahead and get your vote in now. Yeah, I suppose, but I like the idea of not having like a bunch of blank options, though. I like the idea that we switch it. As long as I keep this over it, people can pay attention to the voting rather than the chat window, rather than the actual like game window, so it won't be confusing, I don't think. All right, right now we're tied between I've lost my rope and what happened to your squad. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It is good to know about the options. I'm going to last call this. Last call, last call. Get your votes in. We're going to need someone to break the tie at the top here. We've got where would you go next? We've got anything I should know about this camp. We've got lost my rope, could you spare one? What happened to your squad? How'd you become a lieutenant? And what was your squad's mission? And right now, rope and squad, what happened to your squad, are tied. So get your vote in, chat. It'll just announce that the two options that were tied, basically, Okris. But I don't do that because I don't want to break ties. I want to have you folks make the call. This is a little yellow. And they were all yellow. There we go. Yeah. Okay, going once. Going twice. All right. What happened to your squad? The man shrugs. Bandits happened. And monsters. A strong band, though, his companion chips in. When we got to the peninsula in spring, we saw some people living in this camp. The lieutenant decided to avoid it and look for an inn. We had to travel through the night for a bit. The bearded soldier scoffs and crosses his arms, but she carries on. If he had decided otherwise, we would have all died that day. We would all have died that day. The innkeeper explained that the camp is a trap, that the armed ones pretend to be soldiers. Stay there at night, lose everything you have. Sounds like slave hunters. Tulia sighs. Very much so. They killed some and took others away, who knows where. They were letting the northerners go, hoping to avoid their wrath. It kind of worked, adds a soldier. We asked them for help, but they refused. We had to clear the entire camp on our own, and that's why 3 of our people died. Don't exaggerate. It's not like the lieutenant didn't make a mistake. He wanted to get rid of them and take over their camp, but we didn't know our enemy well enough. We were outnumbered, and they had an ice mage among them. She looks at you. At least we cleared the road. Save lives. You mentioned monsters as well? Nothing that would surprise you. Those of us who survived the skirmish were young. Too inexperienced to spend a summer in his place without a good leader, and they didn't trust me. One of them got caught by a treant. Another one ignored my orders to perform some sort of a ritual hunt, so a werebear tore her to pieces. The last one tried to act tough, didn't tell us that he had cut his hand while cleaning his gambeson. She lets out a ghastly chuckle. We had to cut it off, and he was so ashamed that he decided to walk north, find a new life, disappear. Idiot. What a colorful journey. The man tries to drink from his mug, but it's empty. Okay, we can either say you've made this place safer, or I stay silent. So $ vote space 1 is you've made this space safer. $ vote space 2 is I stay silent. So this is just a 50-50 chat. So $ vote space 1 is you've made this place safer. $ vote space 2 is I stay silent. When they started talking about the idea that they cleared out a camp full of fakes, I was like, it felt to me like they could be a little fake at a certain point. I'm like, So, I wasn't totally sure. Darsusu is the silent type. What? I'm Batman. All right, we have 4 votes for staying silent and 3 votes for making this place safer. Let's last call that. Can vote silently. I stay silent, judging. I stay silent as I punch them in the face. That's the actual, I silently go, ah! Alright, going once. Going twice. Alright. Strong silent type. Tulia seems defeated. I speak with my fists. Okay. So now we go back to this. Now we've got 5 questions left. Okay, so all right, chat, here you go. So, if you were me, where would you go next? Anything I should know about this camp? I've lost my rope, could you spare one? What was your squad's mission? And tell me, and Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? So those are your choices, chat. As we cut down, as we get through these conversation options. There's a lot to this convo. But you're gathering a lot of information about the game too, so... All right, we have a lot of people who want to know about this rope now. I'm stubborn. Come on, mission! Chose to cut the thread on option 3. Sonny came home with a mission. She said, give me that rope because I'm a warden. I'm walking on a wire. Arbot plus is the power of my time. Roadwarden came home. Okay. Last call? Oh, I think I already gave this a last call. My bad. I just double last called by accident. Going once. Going twice. All right, I've lost my rope. Can you spare one? You're in luck. She heads toward one of the crates and moves aside a large linen sack, revealing a rope. She brings it back and nonchalantly sits down in her chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. Take a closer look. A fine rope. A regular rope made of hemp fibers. Buy 0. I take it and offer some food in return. Okay, so 2 choices here, chat. We have a fine rope, and our choices are as follows. We can either buy it for 0, because she's just giving it to us, or we can offer them some food in return. So $vote space 1 is you buy the regular rope. $vote space 2 is you take it and offer some food in return. So $vote space 1, you just get it because you're just giving it to us. And $vote space 2 means that we give them some food in return. Yeah, hemp rope, you know. What's it going to be, chat? $vote space 1 is by the I did do it, right? Yeah, I did. Thank you, Zalis, for the follow. I think you're looking at vote, not vor, Big Boss. That mobile typing again. All right, chat, get your votes in. Do we want to just buy it for nothing, or do we want to give them some food in return? Thank you, WQ, for the follow on my channel. What's it gonna be? 2 votes for offering some food, 1 vote for just taking it, basically. All right, we have a tie here. $vote space 1 if you want to just take it, because it's being given to you. $vote space 2 if you want to give some food in return. Tie vote, tie vote. I'm going to last call this, but I am going to need someone to break this tie. Okay. Can we look at the food one last time before we give it away? I don't think we can without, because we can't get out of it. We have to like decide what we're doing, either buying or taking. We can't get out of this, unfortunately. I'm sorry to report. So I need someone to break this tie, please. Someone break this tie. What's it going to be? $vote space 1. We can have 1 less bite. Here, you can have the rest. So $vote space 1 if you want to just buy it for $0, because they're giving it to us. Or $vote space 2 for take it and offer some food in return. Okay, going once. Going twice. And... all right. We're gonna buy it. Tulia nods. For now, you leave the rope on the table. Okay. Now we've got 4 choices left. And we've asked the rope. We've done the rope thing. All right. So now. Okay, so here are our choices, chat. This is what's left. If you were me, where would you go next? $ vote 2 is anything I should know about this camp. $ vote space 3 is Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? $ vote space 4 is what was your squad's mission? And $ vote space 5 is I know everything I need. We're getting there. My guess, although I don't know, but my guess is that usually we won't have like this many options available to us. But it's a good test to kind of see, put ArvBot Plus through its paces, as Arudinel said before. All right. So we've got 2 votes. Right now, Tulia, how'd you become a lieutenant, is currently in the lead. Okay. Gonna last call this. Last call. Last call. Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? Is currently leading. But again, $ vote space 1 is if you were me, where'd you go next? $ vote space 2 is anything I should know about this camp. $ vote space 3 is Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? $ vote space 4 is what was your squad's mission? And $ vote space 5 is I know everything I need. All right, going once. Going twice. All right. So there we go. Oh, sorry, Corrigan. Sorry. Where's the Asher Tulia? How you doing? Sorry, Corrigan. Didn't get the vote in quite in time. I apologize. Okay, so how did you become a lieutenant is chat's decision. That's not much of a story, honestly. She looks at her hand, which is currently rolling a mug over the table. In the city, there's a strict order of what should I call it? She exchanges looks with her companion, but he can't help her. Well, leadership succession, I guess. Hovlevan chief selects commanders, those select lieutenants, and those put their soldiers in order of priority. If a lieutenant dies, they get replaced by the next soldier in line. So you were his successor? Nah, not exactly. When we fought the bandits, our lieutenant was hit by a slingshot. His boyfriend jumped to help him, but failed to protect either of them from a spell. It was like a ball of ice that hung above them and exploded, piercing their heads, completely avoiding their shield. Really unpleasant. She pauses. All right, chat, do we say, and you were the third one in line, is that right? Gotta change this here. Do we say you were the third one in line, or do we say jumping like that to save a man in the middle of an attack doesn't sound like a wise decision? So again, this is just an easy one or two, or like one or two. $ vote space 1 is, and you were the third one in line. $ vote space 2 is, jumping like that to save a man in the middle of an attack doesn't sound like a wise decision. You've been playing Skyrim, that is a mood right there, yeah. So yeah, so $ vote space 1, you were the third one in line, is that right? $ vote space 2 is jumping like that to save the man in the middle of an attack doesn't sound like a wise decision. All right. I'm going to last call this. Going once, going twice, and closed. Okay. So it is, and you were next in line. You were the third one in line. Is that right? Basically, yeah, she says without enthusiasm. I didn't plan to become a leader, though. I'll get demoted once we return to the city. I prefer to follow anyway. Oh, geez, with that kind of attitude. Okay, so... Camp. Okay, now the questions are back in order. So now the questions are exactly as they look on the screen. So your choices now are, what was your squad's mission? Anything I should know about this camp? If you were me, where would you go next? Or I know everything I need. So 4 choices left, chat. Now everything is exactly the way it looks like there. Man, this would have been, like, what we're doing here with this voting setup would have been impossible without ArvBot Plus. I mean, I would have just had to do a bunch of, like, and I've done it before, basically keeping track in my head with text and everything, but especially if, you know, if this takes off and we get more people in here, we had, you know, decent turnout, but if we get more and more people in here with more and more votes, if I'm suddenly handling 25, 30, 35, 50, 75, 100 plus votes, you know, and all that, like, as time goes on, they would get more and more unwieldy. So good work out of Effect Life on this. Okay, we even got the purple GOG com thing, man. It's branding, you know. Okay, so we've got last call. What was your squad's mission? Anything I should know about this camp? If you were me, where would you go next? Or I know everything I need. So we're almost there. Almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Okay, going once, going twice, and last but certainly not least, close. Okay, what was your squad's mission? They asked. The lieutenant looks into your eyes. You know, the usual, making the roads safe, keeping people alive. I explain that it may be important for me to know what they have tried to accomplish. And then I say, "Where's Rachel?" No. I can't really tell you. Let's just say it would be nice to have a reliable outpost somewhere nearby. A place where you can always find a group of fighters willing to protect you in the name of the law. She tilts her head back. Now, if you have any other questions, so they're trying to establish maybe like a base or something like that. Okay. So now we've got... anything I should know about this camp? If you were me, where would you go next? And... okay, anything I should know about this camp? If you were me, where would you go next? And I know everything I need. And again, this is exactly like what you see above, so it's all in order now. Anything I should know about the camp? If you were me, where would you go next? And I know everything I need. 3 choices remain. We've gotten our money's worth out of this conversation, by the way, chat. We have big time gotten money out of this conversation. Like, I think it's time to pull out the light bar behind us. And so I present to you, chat, there we go, a little bit of my D&D with viewers set up. And of course, power of LifeX compels you. Yeah, everyone, it is so true, Darth Sisu. Everyone is just like, well, you do all the dialogue because you want the most options, you know? So many colors, it's true. Like we could go with my Court of Blades. We could go with my Eberron campaign. What used to be Lost in Random, although not anymore. My Mysterious Peaks. What I was using for Planescape Torment. Or what we're doing right now, which is basically D&D with viewers. Big fan of the LifeX stuff. Okay. All right, last call, last call. If you were me, where would you go next? I like that the last one that we're going to get to is going to be anything I should know about this camp. And she'll probably be like, why, yes, we're vampires. It just like attacks us. Like, God damn it. Oh, man. If you were me, where would you go next? All right. You're like, I was waiting for you to finish this conversation so I could attack you. Okay. So, if you were me, where would you go next? The soldier answers quickly. To the inn, of course. He grabs his empty mug. The one northwest from here. If you can't afford the room, the main hall's free of charge. The locals rarely gather there. The northern road is much more traveled, mentions Tulia. But the hunters will tell you about this and that, and you'll have a chance to introduce yourself. The innkeeper can listen and knows many souls. Any tips on how I can make a good first impression on him? She smirks. Avoid cheap jokes, stick to trade, don't waste his time. Show him that you can be relied on. All right, so they're suggesting into the northwest. All right, chat, so all we've got now is a two-way decision. And that is anything I should know about this camp, that's $ vote space 1, or I know everything I need, which is $ vote space 2. What's it going to be? $ vote space 1 for anything I should know about this camp, $ vote space 2 for I know everything I need. Our two choices remain. Yeah, exactly. It's suddenly cursed. You've asked one too many questions, friend. Now that you've asked 7 questions, 6 questions was fine. 7 questions, we decapitate you and then we eat your head. No, God, please. We don't like people around here who ask too many questions, and our cutoff is 7. When you ask 8 questions, that's 1 too many. You will pay the ultimate penalty. It's almost like a group of you are making decisions. We tax the questions after 6. Yeah. All right, last call, last call. We're looking to finish strong here. All right, going once, going twice. No question can be left unanswered. Okay, here we go. Anything I should know about this camp? You've asked all the questions. Okay. The story is brief. Some merchants built the camp to have an extra stop for mules and donkeys. Oops, wait a second. There we go. To have an extra stop for mules and donkeys just between the inn and the southern villages. There's plenty of grass here and a pond nearby. When the peninsula grew more dangerous, the camp stood abandoned, from time to time serving as a shelter for travelers. The bandits came here in spring, further paralyzing the exchange of information between the northern and southern settlements. Since these highwaymen are no more, the situation may reverse. Time will tell. You can sleep here wherever you want, the man concludes their tale, though don't expect to wake up without pain in your back. It's getting late. We should prepare for the night. I agree. Tulia sighs with relief. Thank God. I thought that you would never stop asking questions. And may you do better than Asterion did. Stay vigilant. She winks at you, shattering the mask of a soldier. Thank you for your help. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it will only get worse. Your horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. Appearance. Stay tidy to have a better chance to influence others. Interesting. You don't stand out from the crowd, 2 out of 5. You won't get much cleaner without a proper bath. Okay? I prepare for my watch. The soldier in the shirt is eager to guide you. Just observe the area. There's plenty of griffins around, though they won't try to jump over the palisade. Probably. Better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out any food they can find. And there's this one really loud were-elk that keeps smelling the wall, though it's never tried to get in. Were-elk? The hell is a were-elk? Half elk, half man. Right. He points at a gate. Lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if this someone is being chased by wolves or anything, better throw him the rope instead. He scratches his head. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire. And the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. The watchtower? He gives you a long, puzzled look. Oh, here! He points at the pile of crates. Just climb up to the tallest one. Well, that's the one back here, I guess, chat. You'll have a great view at the northern side. The more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired after all that riding. He points at the tent on the other side of the camp. I can handle a couple of hours sleeping on the ground. If you wish, go there after me and rest, just this once. At least I have a pallet inside. Oh, so he's offering us, while he's doing the rest, we can take his pallet while he's resting. Or while he's doing the watch. So do we say, I smile, thanks a lot? Or do we say, I walk away and go, I'm fine, don't worry about me, I'm Batman. So, choice, so do we go vote 1, $ vote space 1 to say, I smile, thanks a lot. Thanks, bro. Or $ vote space 2 to say, I walk away, I'm fine, don't worry about me. Yeah, and I'll do that. I'll do that, Geester. I'm probably going to do a hard save, actually, not just a quick save. I would like... I find the music is fine, but it reminds me a little bit of Hard West or maybe even Grim Dawn. But I would like one other sound, like one other soundtrack, one other song. Like if there were like 2 or 3 songs to rotate, that would be cool. Last call, last call. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Vote 3 for a cool story, bro. Sorry, Corrigan. Sorry, man. I'm just trying to move things forward so that we can, I mean, I've been really having fun with this, but so we can get more of the story. That's all. I smile. Thanks a lot. Oh, look at that, chat. Ooh. Sound effects. Ah, check out the... Chat, you are immersed. Feel the immersion, chat. Feel the immersion. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings gentle refreshment. It's like you're there. From time to time, your back aches, and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on the tall grasses. For most of the time, you spot smaller critters and birds, but there are exceptions. At one point, you see 3 horned deer trying to challenge one another. Before they clash their antlers, a 2-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beasts try to intimidate the predators with roars and aggressive head movements. After a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight nor to admit their defeat. I don't let it distract me, I keep looking around. You hear the death screams of distant prey and the mating calls of monkeys. Runners are chasing a gray hare. A group of musk oxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. A dusk fox is running together with a lynx making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there watching the not-so-distant forest trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down and go to a tent, waking up the bearded man with just a couple of words. You confirm that nothing important has happened. I gather my things and squeeze into the tent. I use my bag as a pillow, put my blanket on the pallet, and cover myself with my cloak. Sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's a much-welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away. The moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. You listen to your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. Let me just save it here. I focus on the real goal of my journey. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wardening duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula. Learn about the territory, resources, and threats. Get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Hovlevan officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? At least I have time. 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. I actually want to save one there because I want to save that there. Okay. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Tulia and return to Hovlevan. There, you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. Okay, chat. So now we get to pick our own goal. Yeah, no, exactly. All right, chat. So now we get to decide what we're going to do here. Okay. So, what is our goal? What is our goal? Okay. I need to gather some extra coins so I can help a person I care about. Do that, or gather some coins so I can retire and live in prosperity and safety. Gather connections among local leaders and become a major player in the Merchant Guild. Let's see. Be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm. A hero. Help people make this region safer for locals and newcomers, or find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want it, and I want it to be forgotten. I'm going to save this question as well. All right. Okay. There we go, chat. What's it going to be? Hello, Pelora01. Could go back to the beginning. So there we go. Here are your choices, chat. You can gather some. I need to gather some extra coins so I can help a person I care about. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early and live in prosperity and safety. Gather enough connections among the local leaders so I can become a major player in the Merchant Guild. Be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm, a hero. Help people, make this region safer for the locals and the newcomers alike. Find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want it to be forgotten. What is our goal, chat? What's our motivation? You can decide. $, vote, space, and then the number you want. So now $vote space and the number you want to decide what our motivation should be. Are we going to gather coins, retire, or are we going to gather coins to help a person we care about? Gather coins to retire early, live in prosperity and safety? Gather connections among the local leaders to become a major player in the Merchant Guild? Be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm, a hero? Help people make this region safer for the locals and the newcomers alike? Or find a new life for myself? We have a difficult past and we want it to be forgotten. What's it going to be, chat? Looks like Chad is moving towards the side of helping people. Well, well. Chad is like, you know what? We can help people. That's what it's all about, right? So remember, we have side quests, and basically once this is done, then we'll see the quests that we have as options for us. I actually really like these effects. Last call, last call. It's going to be close. Side questing for more loot. That's what it's about, right, Duncan Threx? No. Side questing for more loot so we can help people, right? That's our clear... All right, so chat has decided. A merchant and a scholar. It could happen. All right, want to help people make the region safer. Your half-asleep senses are catching the sounds of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid, late summer air evens it out slowly. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. That means that we need to rest. And all you can do now is rest. You can't travel during the night, which means we sleep. Press the sleep button to rest. You can spend the night in a borrowed tent. It's nothing special, but it will protect you from the wind and rain, and the ground won't be painfully hard nor cold. Also, we don't need to eat now. It won't give us any, heart. Actually, no, it will. It'll give us more vitality. So we're going to gain something for vitality, I think, if I'm reading that properly. Or I guess it'll be neutral. So we won't lose vitality. We're going to lose 1 in our food content, in our nourishment. And we're going to lose 1 in our, appearance, basically. We're only going to help. You're woken up by sunlight, well rested and ready. Without haste, you gather your things. After only a couple of breaths, you notice a weird smell like a roast. No, burning meat. Burning rotten meat. Disgust crawls into your consciousness. You exit the tent. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you had left them. You see an open gate. Go outside to see what's happening. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. Tulia is the first one to address you. Mr. Tibbs, she greets you with a nod. We use the horse's manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see a corpse among the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to a male or a female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. A traveler or an undead? The latter. A young one, she lacked the pneuma to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. She shifts her height. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now, it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours and each moment it spends in the fogs. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even road wardens. Making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Tulia calls this undead a she. Most unites hesitate to do so. Interesting. Time for me to leave. Running away from the reek, huh? I don't blame you. She walks with you for a few steps. Find us here if you need us, or if you learn what happened to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. These words make you stop. An old farewell mocked in a number of songs and tales, but yet you hear no scorn in Tulia's voice. You wonder how many acts of kindness like this one you're going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to the pyre. Right, I prepare myself for the journey. You somehow miss the fact that your mount is already saddled and warmed up. You double-check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. The soldiers were diligent. Normally, preparing any palfrey for a long journey takes a lot of time. You put on your gambeson and make sure that your axe is tightly attached to your belt, then get in the saddle. The palfrey nickers ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads north from here. Okay, let's save it under a hard save first. And here are the quests, by the way, chat, that we're looking at. So we have the following. Explore the peninsula. Need to explore as thoroughly as I can. Have to leave the peninsula on the 40th day of my journey or sooner. And to add worth to my work here, I could secure the roads by getting rid of major threats. Convince the tribes to negotiate with the officials. Soldiers told me about a large village that repeatedly uses necromancy, even though it's forbidden by law and can be extremely dangerous. I should take a look and judge for myself. Village is somewhere among the bogs by the northwestern road. So that's one. Help others while I'm here. I want to help people make this region safer. That's our goal. And find the Roadwarden. Before I became the Roadwarden of this peninsula, a man known as Asterion used to patrol these roads. If I manage to find out what happened to him, bring the news to Tulia from the southern camp, I'll receive his abandoned belongings. And also, chat, remember that we currently have, people are hesitant to trust you because our face is dirty. We have 2 out of 4 for armor, so that's fine. Nourishment is 1 out of 4. We won't restore health while sleeping or resting. And vitality is 3 out of 4. We feel well, so we need to ride north. So if we travel, we can travel forward to continue our journey. Once you're done with the north, speak with Tulia to return to Havlovin. Ooh, new music. Nice. Let's go. It is a blind play. It's a blind play, Pelora, where everyone gets to vote on it. Yep, it's blind. Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travelers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forward, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. You soon find the pack of 4-legged griffins. They're larger than foxes and merge the features of birds and furred beasts. Each one is of a different size, coat, and colors, and their temperaments are just as varied. Their fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while their rears have darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 2 dozen beasts are yelling, prowling, and chasing each other around, blocking your path. Oh boy. I consider my options. You can't enter the forest blindly. If these or other creatures were to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. Usually, there's reasons why travelers stay as close to the main roads as possible, and why adventurers move in groups. Usually, the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take up to a couple of hours. You're thinking about your conversation with Tulia. You've got a lot to do and time may be of the essence. Now, for something like this, chat, I'm going to speed this up because on occasion you can use the Scholar's Education to unlock unique interactions because we're scholars. So normally I would do this, take my axe and hurry the horse. If we ride fast enough, we should be fine. Or stay here, better safe than sorry. But because we're a scholar, I'm going to open this up. Aha! I mix black powder with gladden that grows nearby and the dried skunk sorrel. Let me show you all that, sorry. From my bag. Once I ignite it and throw it at the griffins, they'll scatter. Yeah, chat, that's called that knowledge. Most city folk feel an aversion toward black powder and you touch it with great care. The odor of the plants makes you feel dizzy, but what's more important is that the griffins have wolf-like sensitivity to smells and noises. A few of the beasts turn their heads toward you as you approach the pack with a bag in your hand. You ignite your missile and throw it forward. At first, the creatures surround the source of smoke, but then growl in disgust, even putting their beaks to the ground. They flee, allowing you to continue your journey. Nice! And this is our character saying, knowledge, you're literate. Education helps you solve many mysteries. Alchemy, with an access to an alchemy table, proper ingredients, you can brew useful balms and potions. All right, I climb on the horse and cover my nose. I really need to find a proper alchemy set. The road splits. Keep track of your achievements. Okay. According to what the soldiers have told you, you may find a safe inn by turning left. The forest to the right is lush and the trail overgrown. Kids used to have this song. How did it go? Let me see if I can match the music. Hold on, chat. Okay. The harshest pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? Do you truly dare? Do you truly dare? The signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much clearer. It was put here by someone who can't write for folks who can't read. Covered in old red paint, it points east. Blood there, as people say. Danger to be found. There's not a soul to ask for guidance. Difficulty was standard. Yeah, I chose standard for this one. I look at my horse. Oh, we get to name our horse. Okay. All right, chat. This is very important. Very important here. Okay. All right, chat. 6 options, 6 nominations I'll take. So what have we got? Yeah, time limit is enabled, yeah. So what have we got, chat? What are we going to name our horse? Give us a name for the horse. I'll take 1 nomination. Roach. That's trademark, Shimmer. No, I'm just kidding. Swift. Roach, Swift. What else? I like Swift, too. Come on, Roach. Roach, Swift. What else? Rosinant. Is that from something? Hexaflexigon? Hexaflexagon? That feels very familiar to me. Valiant. And Arrow. And I got one more. I'll take one more nomination. These are all good. McQueen. That's right. It's from Don Quixote. I have Don Quixote sitting right over. I have a huge picture of Don Quixote, so I should know that too. I was like, why is that familiar? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Good one. Good one. Okay. There we go, chat. You can vote. $ vote space 1 for Roach. $ vote space 2 for Swift. $ vote space 3 for Rosinant. $ vote space 4 for Valiant. $ vote space 5 for Arrow. And $ vote space 6 for McQueen. Good pacing, by the way, on this early tutorial. Introducing things at the right level of speed, I think. Good pace. On not going too far, but not too slow. So far, I am pleased. I also like the idea that some people want to vote for Swift because that's what they want the horse to be. Like... The name of the horse is Faster Than All Monsters. We shall see about that one. All right, last call. Last call. Swift currently in the lead. Last call. Get your votes in now. And we'll be running here for another 15 to 20 minutes. I don't have anyone after me, but I need to go not much longer than 7:15 tonight because I have work that I have to get done and also dinner to eat. But Darksaber is going to be back tomorrow at the same time with some Caesar 3. So it's like Cape of Good Hope. Yeah, seriously. No, you name for what you want, right? Just put that out in the universe. Yeah, I know, right, Darcisu? Okay, Swift it is. His name is... Right? That's what you voted for, right? That was the name, right? Just want to make sure I'm clear on what we all voted for. Are we all good with that? No, his name is Swift. Swift is peaceful as you stroke its mane. Maybe it can't help you choose a path, but you've spent many years together. Happy to go on, it takes a couple of steps forward. You spot a few berry shrubs and wild cabbages, but they still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. All right, time to make a turn. Let's move this down here. Okay, let's travel. Actually, it's quick save. Then we'll travel. Okay, do we go, chat, west or east? So west is supposedly where the inn is that they wanted to send us to. I will note, by the way, that we do need a bath. We do need some actual rest. We could use some food from the inn. And so they were like, you should definitely go to the inn for what that's worth. And then east is where there's supposedly blood and possibly danger. So the question is, chat, do we go? $vote space 1 is west. $vote space 2 is east. So if you go $vote space 1, it means we're going to the left on your screen. If we go $vote space 2, it means we're going to the right on your screen. I know, right? I wish. You would hope so, Big Boss. This is like tickling the back of, like, this is Oregon Trail, right? You get dysentery if you do this. Or digging the music here. Okay, I'm gonna last call this. Sounds like Chad is heading west to the inn. I actually like the fact that as a scholar we had another way of getting out of that griffin problem. Because fighting them seemed like a very bad idea with our skills. We are not, how you say, combat great. We're like, okay at combat. But we got the brains, we got the tools, we got the talent. All right. West it is. Whoops. Oh, man. The only problem with this is having to constantly go back and forth. Swift trots with ease, unbothered by the few branches covering the beaten road. The bird songs and distant howls draw your attention to the forest, which gets sparser and brighter. You spot boars, roe deer, and saurians. The sight of a nearby wolf pack worries you, but once you push your hips forward and your palfrey enters a canter, the beasts don't even begin a pursuit. The speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice a stone tower taller than the trees. Must be the inn I've heard about. Inns like this one fit the regions traveled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. The stone and lumber must have been transported from far away, and the workers, guarded by expensive mercenaries, surely lived for many seasons in a primitive hamlet, subsisting on salted supplies. There were seemingly no cracks in the wall, and the building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is wide and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide, if not in the buildings, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labor put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. 3 armed people are on the ramparts, though you only see what's above their waistline. They're leaning on the parapet right next to the gate, and you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They wear gambesons, each one of them dyed differently. Yellow, green, and linen gray. I approach the gate. A woman in yellow armor leans forward. She has long, curly, disorderly red hair, pointing in every possible direction. This combination of colors doesn't work at all. In the woods, one would have to shout to draw this much attention. There's still a fair distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I haven't seen a horse for years now. I just said that it's weird to see such a large jackass, huh? Her voice is young and strong, with an accent that reminds you of the villages spread around Hovleven. But no jackass would wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanges a few words with a male guard wearing green, giving you time to move closer. Well, this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveler, how hard is it to ride a horse? Okay, so this is where we call back this again. We can respond in one of 5 ways. We can be friendly, supportive and cordial, playful, make a joke or a witty comment, distanced, hide our emotions, intimidating, hint at a threat, or vulnerable, sad, tired, afraid, or hopeless. So let's load this question. Oh, can I not? It's interesting. It doesn't let me... I know, seriously, right, Pelora? Effect Life, it doesn't look like it lets me reload... All of a sudden, I can't... I'm going to open the polls again. But I couldn't actually open it when I reloaded it. Oh, because I had... Oh, never mind. Because I never closed the poll. My bad. Sorry. Never mind. I know what I'm doing. I am a trained professional. Never mind. Whoops. Sorry about that. Okay, chat. So, here we are. Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, and vulnerable. There we go. I'm a strange professional. Exactly. What did I win? Okay. You won the right to vote again. Okay, so what are we going to be? Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable? And if you want to change the vote, as you can see, Shadow, you just do $, change vote, space, and then to whatever you want to change it to. Got about 15 minutes left, chat, and then we're going to wrap up for the evening. And it looks like, I'm going to last call this, but it looks like everyone wants to be playful, which is what I would do. If I were playing this completely with my own decisions, I also probably would have been playful here. Oh, I didn't know that, really. That's helpful to know. Although it doesn't look like it here. It doesn't look like it that, Pelora. It just says, like... Oh, I see. In other words, like... Maybe you have to click? Okay, well... Alright. Okay. So we could say, how about you give it a try, friendly. I laugh, you wouldn't believe it, the lessons were a pain. It's easy to learn the basics, but it's tiring. You train different muscles than those for combat. It's an inn, isn't it? Open the gate. Or quite hard, honestly. Some days are still rough on me. Okay, we're going to go with playful here, but that's useful. Alright, well, I mean, only like, 12 minutes left anyway, so let's say you wouldn't believe it. You get off your horse and imitate the silly walk from the day that followed your first long journey when your whole shell was crying. You illustrate the pain as you move your hand from your back to hips, then thighs. In return, the guards that tell you about that time when they had to carry their friend with bitten off legs for 3 days straight through the heart of the woods. Meanwhile, the other guards open the gate. You may be in a good mood, the woman in the yellow jacket smiles at you, but don't get so noisy when you talk to our boss. A man never smiles, he has the word suffering sculpted on his face. She leads you under the roof under which her palfrey can rest, tethered with a cord to a wooden post near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside, speak with our boss. Maybe you're hungry? We are hungry, chat. The other guards take care of various chores. They peek at your mount every now and then as they're splitting firewood, cleaning their clothes, weeding the garden patches, and moving chairs. 2 of them are making a rope. You head toward the inn, hearing the piercing scream of a boar from the other side of the yard. I open the door. The locked windows make the air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lightens up the hall. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans the broom against the wall and heads behind the counter. It says if you're at an inn in the morning, you can spend the entire day on resting, because it's 13 hours, 30 minutes before dusk. Day 1, 39 days before autumn. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft with a city-like accent. He observes you with keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I have a keg of decent ale. Wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. He fills a mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon, today maybe, and we don't drink here before the even. I hate to see the good stuff going to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple, rare even among the southern tribes, and his hair is naturally bluish. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labor. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out in the city square. I stand at the counter. The planks let out a creak after every step you make, so you slow down a bit. Every step you make. You could swear that the innkeeper made little to no noise. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt to the north doesn't belong to Hovlevin. You can sleep on the floor if you wish so, but if you want a bed or a meal, you have to pay. We may have some leftovers from dinner, but I'd need to check. Okay, quick note, chat. We desperately need to get a bath. We need a better, appearance. We need to fix our appearance. We need food as well. We do have some food, some rations, but we need that also. So, with that in mind, Friendly here is, thanks for the drink. I see you know how to make friends with a Roadwarden. Playful is, happy to help. As a Roadwarden, I'm more than capable of taking care of the entire cask if you need me to. But remember they told us that he isn't really big into jokes, so... Distance is, I won't stay here for long, I introduce myself. Intimidating here is, I'm not here to pay compliments to piss in a mug. I'm a Roadwarden and I'm looking for answers. The F? Okay. And then vulnerable is, thank you, I'm a Roadwarden, so I'd never refuse a free drink. So there are your options, chat. And with those said... There we go, chat. What's it going to be? Friendly? Playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable. I love, slightly echoey, picked guitar. Some of the best music for me to either write to or grade to or, studying, anything like that, is Spanish classical guitar music. Sign me up. Spanish classical guitar music, man, I could just go for hours on that. Because if I'm listening to music with lyrics, it's hard not to concentrate on the lyrics. So stuff like this is exactly what you want. Skyrim soundtracks and music like that are also good for writing and things like that as well. So I'm kind of digging this laid back vibe. Oh, that's awesome, Pilar. Good. All right, I'm going to last call. Looks like we're looking for Friendly. And Effect Life has asked, can someone that gets already voted try with change vote like Geester or Hexaflexagon? Yeah, try changing your vote, Hexaflexagon. The Effect Life is the designer of ArvBot Plus, the developer, so he's doing a little troubleshooting. So Hexaflexagon, if you could do change vote and change it to something else, then change it back. Yeah, I know, right? Big Boss, I have to be careful. He'll order me my own Spanish classical guitar player. So yeah, that's a bug. So the next time, when we play the next time, chat, Effect Life will take this on board and we'll be able to make a couple of fixes. In the meantime, it looks like Chad is going in the direction of Friendly anyway. Oop, sorry, my bad. Sorry, Pilar, went too fast. Okay, so Friendly it is. Can I click on the progress bar in the UI? Darth Sisu, Effect Life, Little Rory Sarasa, Pelora, and Shadow for friendly. Playful is Hexaflexagon, was 2. Distanced says Big Boss and Geester. And Vulnerable says Shimmerblade. Okay, friendly. Thanks for the drink. I see you know how to make friends with a Roadwarden. He meets your eyes with a puzzled look, then grabs a wet cloth and starts to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Well, nothing is truly free. I have work for a soul of the road, but I don't need a new mouth to babble. He speaks slowly yet audibly. I value my time. You should value yours. Jeez, friendly guy. Okay, so the choices are to drink the ale or ignore the ale and tell the man I have a couple of questions. So, $vote space 1 chat is drink the ale. $vote space 2 is ignore the ale and tell the man I have a couple of questions. Oh, so it is working, it's just the error message? Oh, well, that's probably a little bit easier to troubleshoot then, right? I would think, Effect. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're going to last call this. See if I can get a couple more votes in before we have to stop. Going once. Going twice. Okay. We're going to drink the ale. The dark room and wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look as brown as a chestnut. The lee in spring hits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. While the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. The innkeeper nods. I was hoping to see someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought I have. Which is, there are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of an open strike, but they've gotten more active in the last 2 years. One day they may steal our furs, and I've no doubt they're the reason why merchants come here only once. Having bandits around gets expensive. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. Interesting. I want you to reach Howler's Dell, northwest from here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Theus the mayor about Glaucia, that bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumors about a raid in the north. If Glaucia is ready to break the truce with the locals, I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of her band. He looks at a nearby dragon bone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back with the news. Fine? Okay, so let's see. We can either say, chat, I nod, that's choice 1, or choice 2 is 3. So basically, if we say choice 2, it means we're asking for 3 coins instead of 2. So $vote space 1 is I nod. $vote space 2 is 3. Is us saying 3. Yeah, I was wondering a little bit about Mr. Pay for Everything, but I'm not sure how I feel about this, so I could go either way here. All right, last call, chat. Thanks, Little Ray. I like this game. This game has given me this very, like, laid-back vibe. I'll ask chat how they feel about it in a minute, because we're about this. This may be either this or the next decision will be the last one. All right. There we go. So we've decided to nod. Great. What else do you need? Okay. So, all right, this will be a good space to stop. So the next time we're going to start with this innkeeper guy, and we will have these choices. Do you have any leftovers? Could eat. Try to buy something. What do you have for sale? Do I have anything you'd like to buy so we can sell something? Looking for Asterion, the previous Roadwarden. What can you tell me about the peninsula? I didn't expect to find an inn of this size in a place such as this. About Glossia's band. Any rumors worth sharing, or that's all I need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 choices, which we'll deal with next time. As far as the quests are concerned, we have now explore the peninsula, help others, find the Roadwarden and Glossia's band. And while we're on this subject, Pelt's Innkeep. First to stick to trade, doesn't like to waste time on jokes and empty gestures. Man in charge of Pelt to the north. Tulia, one of the last soldiers left in the peninsula. Howler's Dell is a prosperous village of farmers and animal breeders set along the western road, and the bandits' camp is a group responsible for robbing travelers and settlements in the peninsula, led by a woman named Glossia. They're not exclusive choices. Yeah, he kept asking about the peninsula. Yeah, no, I mean, like, for sure, and we'll be able to go through and do a lot of those, but that will be for down the line. Let's move this to... I think this is pretty good, actually. And obviously, we're going to need to do something for food. We're going to need to do something big time for appearance. So we'll probably want to get a room here, I think, even though we have to balance that out against other stuff. But all right. Okay. And let's take a look. Syncing. As I sync this up. 2 hours and 52 minutes. No achievements as of yet. We got a Java update. Let's go. Let's get that Java update going, because that way I can then quickly... Yes, that's fine. Yes, that's fine. Install that. That's fine. Install this. And then the last thing is going to be to restart this item and get that done. So, chat, while this stuff is doing stuff... how did you feel about this game? My feeling about this is I like this. I like the vibe of it. I like how chill it is, but I like the fact that there's sort of different options. There is a lot of talking, but doing it with chat, meaning the chat gets a lot of votes in. Once we work out a couple of the other extra kinks with ArvBot Plus, I think could work fairly well. So there is a demo, by the way, which you can get for free. There's also, if you use the link, if you type in !game, there is a link there that links directly to the GOG.com store page and also throws me a couple of extra bucks if you buy it through that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra. But I think right now it's like $10.99 or something like that, $10.99 US or $11.99, something like that, $10.99 or $11.99 on GOG.com. So, okay. I'll keep that in mind, actually. I don't even know. I'll have to keep that in mind. I didn't realize that. Sorry, Effect Life. I will keep that in mind for the future. But how did chat feel? Did you enjoy this? Did you like this or not? I'm going to have you do the first part of this. Sponsored by Oracle. Achievement unlocked. So how do people feel about it? Do you like doing this or not? It's an experiment. I tried it as an experiment, but I thought it might be something people would enjoy. People dig it? It was a test for democracy. It was. Geester, you liked it? You know, if people, and again, the game is great playing with chat. That keeps me your love for the game to continue. Hooked since I saw it first time. Music and the art gameplay kept me going. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, again, it's an experiment, and, you know, I didn't make the game, so I won't be offended if people are like, God, no. But if the general will of chat is to try playing a little bit longer, this is the kind of thing I could see devoting a few sessions to. And then when we finish through one session, I'm sure there's multiple playthroughs, but I'm not going to, you know, do a billion playthroughs. We have other games to play too, but I want to give that a shot. I got you. Sorry, Effect Life. I'll keep that in mind down the line. Okay, so that is going to do it for us for this evening. And again, can we get some mega love, chat, for Effect Life with the amazingness of ArvBot Plus? This thing definitely did the job. Definitely did the job. So thank you, Effect Life, for that. Definitely did the job. Very much appreciated, and all that kind of good stuff. So, and you can do other things. You can save your character if you're doing game book stuff. So you can do a whole bunch of things with that. On the fly. I know. And we got our own special, GOG.com type of thing as well. No, I was very excited about that. Very, very pleased about that. So that went very well. So if you like what you saw and heard, I hope you will follow us here on GOG.com's Twitch channel. I hope you will subscribe to us here on GOG.com's Twitch channel. And I hope if you like what you saw and heard, that you will also consider clicking through to our individual channels and following us and subbing to us and doing all the Patreon stuff over there, because we all have our individual Patreons and subsystems and stuff like that again. Now, next Tuesday, we're going to be back into some tabletop. We'll be playing D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And then the week after, which I think is the first week of November, probably we'll be doing a little more of this game. I think we'll be doing some more Roadwarden. And then after that, right, there's questions and dice rolling too. It does a lot, actually. I use it mostly for the polls right now, but characters when we're doing the game book streams. But anyway, so 2 weeks from now, probably some more Roadwarden, and then we'll have more Talisman adventures. I just got a couple of more adventures to continue the campaign when we're done with this as well. And then after that, moving back into some D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh as well, and more of this game. So we will do more of that as we go along. And yes, been having a great time with Saltmarsh, and the crew is great. So you'll have a chance to see more. So if you like what you saw and heard, please follow, please sub to us individually as well. That's going to be it for us tonight. Darksaber 2K will be back with you tomorrow, starting at the same time, right around 4 p.m. Eastern, playing some Caesar 3, if I'm not mistaken. And as for me, I will be back on my own channel on Friday with Court of Blades. So if you are interested in watching me playing some tabletop with me actually playing, not GMing for a change, and playing a Bravo in this court, doing some court intrigue, that's going to be awesome, and I am excited for that. So you should check that out Friday night. And then Saturday, we've got Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks, which is sponsored by Alligator Alley Entertainment, which made that game another tabletop game, which is a cross between D&D and Esper Genesis, which is a space-based game. So there's a lot of both of those things that you will be able to check out if you come by on Saturday. Yeah, so please do all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, I'll see you back here next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, actually 4:15, because we start at 4:15 on days that we have tabletop, back here for D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh and episode 348 of Pen and Pixels. Thanks, everyone. Good stuff from all of you tonight. Thank you for voting and all that. Please spread the word about this, and I will see all of you lovely folks very soon, either on my channel Friday or back here next Tuesday for some more D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh, more Roadwarden to come in a couple of weeks. That's it for now. Until then, Warden, be safe, and everyone be good to each other. Have a good night. Searching